So in a time when we're seeing the lowest voter turnout ever in Canada, and where youth are generally seen as apathetic, this is the time when we need to restructure our communities. This is the time where we need to start exploring the concept of youth engagement. Youth engagement essentially means participatory. It essentially means the meaningful involvement of young people in the decision-making, planning, programming, and delivery of services that affect them the most in society. It actually means participatory democracy. It's revamping our society so that we actually hear their voices and try to engage them as citizens. So why should we care about youth versus the rest of our communities? Well, essentially because healthy and vibrant communities need the active participation of all our members of society, and currently youth are being underserved in particular. And let's take a moment to pause and reflect and think about, is youth engagement actually happening in our communities? So let's think about young people who spend their times at school. Are young people actively engaged in creating the curriculum for school? Or are we asking them how they best want to learn in that school environment? No, not in Canada. What about governments? Are young people invited to the table to actively participate in the decision making about things that affect them in society? No. What about even programs and services for young people? At a community recreation center, do we have by youth for youth created programs that are running? No, not in Canada. So if it's not happening, then the second question that I ask is, how do we do it? How do we actively engage young people in our communities for them to be active members and contributors? Well, we asked that same question to youth across the province of Nova Scotia, and they helped us create the Heartwood Framework for Community Youth Development. Essentially, it was renamed the Circle of Awesomeness. From this circle, those were key ingredients that helped us identify what participatory democracy looks like in action. And what that looks like in action is something like this. Could be something like this. This is a resource guide that was created by youth and for youth to better connect young people who are actually from the child welfare system to services in the community. So this is an example of using that circle of awesomeness in action, which includes key ingredients like creating a peer support group, creating an empowering culture, actually meaningfully contributing to the community, having supportive adults, and also doing it while having adventuresome learning, having some fun. So imagine if in our communities all youth were viewed as community members, and if all youth believe this to be true.